it's official. Our fearless leader, fearless Fred Hansen, has decided to quit TRIMET after, what's it, 11 years? Well, you know, those rumors about him leaving have been circulating for quite a while now, so it's not a complete surprise. What bothers me is that I get the feeling that something bad is going to happen here. Okay, all the managers have left, including Fred now, and I get the feeling something about this gives me the feeling that this ship is about to take a major dump, and he doesn't want to be around for it. That's based on my experience of watching Fred for years now, and I'm a real Fred watcher. I've always enjoyed watching him. I mean, I would watch him at the board meetings. I'd watch his facial expressions. I'd watch everything about him. And one thing I've learned about Fred, he doesn't want to get his hand. He doesn't like to be around if the shit hits the fan. So that's the first comment, is that I have a feeling the shit is going to hit the fan. He wants to be gone by the time it does. Second of all, the other problem I've always had with Fred is his arrogance. I mean, there was an arrogance to this man, you know, to go waltzing off to Australia in the middle of a bunch of service cuts and go off to Scandinavia. You know, he's traveling the world on taxpayer dollars, okay? We're paying his salary. Maybe they're paying to bring him over there, but he was getting paid by TRIMET. Okay, they're having problems with payroll tax, but he's using his money to go off on vacation. He never volunteered to take a pay cut. He volunteered to take a vacation in trade for a pay cut. They use the word furlough. You know, the union labor doesn't get that option. Only the executives get to take the furlough. We have to take cuts. Okay, so that's arrogance, you know. So, and he spent money like water too. I mean, his secret bailout of the West, his secret futures contract. These are things that he didn't want to get out that were exposed by bloggers. Traveling to Australia, all of this stuff came out because of TRIMET watchers, not because, or the newspaper, or the news media. It wasn't because Fred volunteered this information. So these are all pictures of arrogance, an arrogant man. You know, him sending out Mary Fetch to do his talking during all the crises. I always found that embarrassing. You know, I think he should take Mary with him. You know, Mary's embarrassing. I'm sorry, Mary. I'm sure you're a lovely woman, but you do not make us look good, okay, when you're talking to the press. I know you have all the contacts in the world and all that, but that's, I don't know, it doesn't work for me anyway. So yeah, I wonder why Fred is really leaving. I know that he's made, you know, a lot of money. He's been getting paid $260,000 a year, and he's been making that money for quite a long time now. So he's going with a nice big fat bank account. I don't see how anybody's worried about Fred Hansen's retirement. You know, he's leaving their money in the bank. Now, let's also look at some of the things that Fred has screwed up. You know, other than the obvious ones that we've talked about. We already know that he screwed up the West and he screwed up the futures contract, blah blah. But the deteriorating West Side bus service is a serious mistake on Fred's part. He has let the west side of the service area fall to pieces while he's been busy putting in his trains. And I know that was his agenda when he got here, was put in Max and West and rail, because that is what the business community wants. And we know that in this country, all of our lives are controlled by big business, and that includes TRIMET. Business wants what they want, and they get it. You know, they put the streetcar into Pearl so that developers would put in their condos, etc. So Max is put in because they want people to make factories along the line so that a labor force can get to them. You know, it's all about economic development. It's not really about transit. So he succeeded in making his little rail system a reality, but has that really helped the transit riders? I think that the West Side is the clearest example of a part of the TRIMET system that's really been hurt because of Fred. And you got to remember too, in the face of the budget cuts, I mean, what would be cut if we didn't have to pay for the West, if we didn't have to pay for the Green Line? Those things weren't necessary. A train to Clackamas Town Center is not necessary. I mean, come on. A train to a parking lot in Wilsonville is no more necessary than a 67 bus to PCC. I mean, why would you even cut the 67? Probably aggregately carried more people. So I question the wisdom of a lot of the rail expansion here. I don't see the Green Line as having any great effect. I don't see the Yellow Line as being of any use. Maybe someday it will go to Vancouver, but Vancouver doesn't want me to do it. Right now, what's the big deal, you know? It's for redevelopment purposes, not for transit. A bus gives you a much more friendly kind of transit service. People were getting frequent stops on a bus. You can actually get some kind of customer service on a bus. But, you know, it's not going to happen with a rail. So I don't know, I'm not sure. You know, from my own point of view as a TriMet employee, I haven't been hurt by Fred's presence here. My paycheck is still the same. The benefits are still the same, but you've heard him talk, you know. They want to take care of that. And I also heard long ago that as soon as the Green Line was in, this was going to happen. They didn't want any labor unrest until they got the Green Line. That was the elite's priority, was getting that Green Line in. And then I heard that that was also timed to be completed when the union contract expired. So the Green Line is in, now we're having this labor problem. It's all been very hush-hush here because they're very good at keeping things quiet. But now Fred is jumping. So we'll see what plays out here. My feeling is something bad is about to happen here, either to the employees or to the public or to both. I don't like it, you know. I don't like it. I don't like the timing of his retirement here. There's something wrong here to me. Okay, the arbitration is about ready to happen. The union contract's going to have to go back in play now. I know they've been on a cooling off period. Something doesn't strike me as right in his timing of this retirement. And you know, as a person who's watched him for years, I'm telling you, something is wrong here. I don't like the way he's doing this. Something's up. And he keeps a secret. Fred he's a man of many secrets. And I think he's got one here too.